Is it here?
Say congratulations, Mom.
Congratulations.
Go give Mama a big hug.
Look how cool. Face me. No, hold it like this. I got my diploma and I'm opening it.
Congratulations, you've earned this.
What did Daddy get in the mail? Look at the pluses. What do you think?
It looks so good, Mom.
Looks good?
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations!
It is my great pleasure to welcome all of the families, the friends, the administrators, the incredible faculty, and most of all, you, our graduates. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are excited to celebrate with you today.
We will come out of this stronger than when we went in. We've learned so much. We've grown so much. We're still, at the end, focused primarily on students, and everything else is secondary.
Hi, I'm Sean.
And I'm Joanne.
And we're SNHU graduates. I chose SNHU to get a bachelor's and a master's.
I chose SNHU so I could continue my athletic career.
I just received my degree from SNHU.
SNHU was really supportive of my disability and allowed me to stay engaged in my classes while still attending doctor's appointments.
I am Michelle Barnhart and I'm a SNU graduate. As a student, SNHU made me feel like I belonged because they were always there for me whenever I needed them.
Everyone's path is different, but the destination and the dream are the same. To hold that degree and say to the world, I'm a college graduate. I did it.
At Southern New Hampshire University, you aren't just a student. You're the author of your own story. You don't just dream, you do. Where others see challenges, you see opportunities. You persevere in spite of everything life throws at you. When things get hard, you dig deep and find a way to push through. And after tackling late nights and rallying for early mornings, your hard work has finally paid off. And today, we are proud to call you graduates.
Hello, my name is Dr. Jennifer Batchelor, and I'm pleased to welcome you to the first ever Southern New Hampshire University virtual commencement. We are thrilled to be celebrating our graduates with their families, friends, as well as our faculty and staff who are watching from all over the world today. We are so proud of all you've accomplished and are very much looking forward to the opportunity to recognize your academic achievements in person as soon as we can. I would like to now ask everyone, if you are able, to please rise for the singing of our national anthem, sung by Jessica Caldwell, a Director of Academic Advising here at SNHU.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Jessica. Welcome everyone to this year's commencement ceremonies. We're broadcasting this ceremony live, though many of you may be watching it later, depending on where you are. We have students from around the globe. Time zones may dictate that you watch this with your family at another time. And you might be sitting wherever you are, thinking, well, this isn't the commencement ceremony we planned on. We've thought that more than once. And you wouldn't be wrong. But I want to recall a conversation I had with Lori Santos from earlier this year. Lori is an amazing faculty member at Yale, and we had a conversation. You'll hear from her later today as our commencement speaker. And we had a conversation earlier this year in which I was asking her about the impact of the pandemic on our students and the toll it was taking. And she said, yeah, it's been tough, but these students may be the most close-knit class that we'll ever produce. That years from now, decades from now, when they meet each other, they will have this bond. They will be the ones who studied and completed and graduated during a pandemic, something that none of us has ever experienced before, and I hope we won't ever again. And she also reminded me that this is a year in which, despite all the suffering, and it was considerable, life also flourished. People fell in love, people proposed, were married, babies were born. Businesses closed, but a lot of businesses started in the midst of this. And people throughout showed amazing kindness and compassion. And against that backdrop, college degrees were completed as well. You finished. And you did so showing resilience and courage and sacrifice, and many with a burden that was much more than could be expected of you. There are frontline workers in this graduating class. There are public health workers in this graduating class, public safety people, medical professionals. You did all that our society asked of you and more, and you also completed your college degree. We stand in awe. So we celebrate today in this virtual way because that's what public health dictates. And we've made a promise to you that as soon as we can safely do so, we'll have a physical commencement ceremony. And I would love to greet you on stage, see you in the audience. But take pride in this accomplishment. Take more pride in this accomplishment, not less. We will brag about you more in the years to come, not less. We will remember you more vividly, not less. You are an amazing class. And don't let distance and virtual space diminish the virtues of this accomplishment. Commencements are important, really important. They are the parade through the city streets when the team has won the championship. But no one confuses the parade for the game. Parades are not the championships. You won that game in the long hours of being a student and writing papers, completing exams. And when you finished your last class, I know you remember that day, the last assignment was handed in and earned your degree, and in that moment you won the championship. You come into this day the champions of your own story and of our hearts, and we are incredibly proud. Let the ceremonies begin. It's my pleasure to introduce this year's commencement speaker, Dr. Laurie Santos of Yale University. Laurie has received a Doctorate of Humane Letters for her contributions to the social sciences, and more importantly, for her guidance, which has taken on national prominence for how to lead a healthier and happier life. Laurie is an incredibly influential figure who's taught us about resiliency, positive psychology, and in a way that doesn't neglect the genuine challenges and suffering in the world, but instead talks about how we build a meaningful and happy life despite, and in some cases, because of what we've been through. Laurie is perhaps the most apt speaker we could have for this incredible year that we've just been through together. I'm happy to introduce Dr. Laurie Santos.
Hello and good afternoon to everyone watching this 2021 Southern New Hampshire University Commencement Address. To President LeBlanc and all the members of the faculty and staff, to all the honored guests, to the family and friends of everyone at Southern New Hampshire University, and last but definitely not least, to all the graduates here with me today, the Spring 2020, Fall 2020, and Spring 2021 classes. Thank you so much for having me here today. I can't tell you what an honor it is to speak to your commencement class in particular. Simply put, your class is amazing. I'm looking out over this video screen at 45,000 graduates, on-campus and off-campus learners, scholars from all 50 states and more than 50 countries, people from all walks of life who share this love of learning and have come to Southern New Hampshire University to become scholars. I want to take this opportunity to congratulate you for all your accomplishments, big and small, that you've had over the last few years. But I also want to congratulate you on the fact that you've managed to achieve all these accomplishments in one of the most challenging times our country and our world has ever seen. I'm sure that when you signed up to go to college, you didn't think you'd be getting your degree in the middle of a global pandemic. In the last 15 months, all our lives have changed in ways that nobody could have imagined. But in spite of all of those challenges, you're all sitting here today proudly watching this virtual commencement address. You're ready to head off into this new, nearly post-pandemic world with your degree. And that is incredible. You all rock, and you should be really, really proud of yourself. And so when I started thinking about the kinds of things I could say during this virtual commencement address, I wanted to address all the uncertainty and all the difficulty that we've all been facing. But to be totally frank, being a virtual commencement speaker in 2021 is kind of hard, because the usual task of a commencement speaker is to give you some wise and very sure of itself advice, something that you can use for the future. But right now, we're celebrating all of your achievements at a time when the future seems more uncertain than ever. I mean, I am a scientist and a happiness expert, but this is still my first global pandemic. I'm not sure what the next few months or even the next few years hold. And so when I thought what I could tell you during this kind of challenging, strange, uncertain time, I wanted to go back to something that I know will work, something that science tells me is advice that I can be sure of. And so I want to give you a strategy that is known by science to improve not just your physical health, but also your happiness. And that strategy is that I want you to take some time to experience gratitude, the simple act of counting your blessings. Now, feeling grateful right now in such a challenging time can be difficult. It's also a little countercultural. These days, we're more likely to count our hassles than our blessings. But research shows that gratitude can help, especially during difficult times. Grateful people are not only happier, but healthier. They sleep better, and they have stronger immune function. Gratitude can reduce depression and anxiety, and it also can make you more productive. No matter what job you are off to right now, gratitude can make you perform a little bit better. It can also help you with the big things in life, like saving for retirement and eating more healthily. You're less likely to procrastinate if you're feeling grateful, and it's a kind of strategy that can benefit you a lot in the future. And so, in the few minutes I have with you, I wanted to try it. I want you to experience some gratitude. So, bear with me wherever you are. I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to take a minute to just recognize how lucky you are to come to a place like Southern New Hampshire University. Think about how lucky you feel and how grateful you are. But even more than that, I want you to take a moment to experience gratitude for all the people who've helped you along the way. Because the fact is, none of you've made this journey on your own. This big accomplishment that you're all experiencing right now, it is something that you share with a huge village. Now, I think soon all of you are going to get your diplomas, and when it arrives, you're going to open it up and look at your name there, in big bold letters. But I want you to remember all the names that are also there in invisible ink, the many, many, many other names that have helped you with this accomplishment. And I want you to remember that they're not written on there in an obvious way, but they are there in invisible ink. On your diploma in invisible ink is going to be the name of your mothers and fathers, sisters and brothers, aunties and uncles, cousins, family, friends, grandparents, step-parents, everyone who's been there for you. On that name in invisible ink is going to be countless numbers of friends who've been there for you when you needed them, who've given you advice, who've talked you through the tough times. On there in invisible ink are probably your high school teachers, mentors, coaches, everyone who's been by your side through the long history of learning that you've had. And on that diploma in invisible ink are also going to be generations of people before you who've worked incredibly hard so that one day you could call yourself a college graduate. Now I want you to take a moment to notice how you feel, thinking about how lucky you are, all those names of people who've helped you along the way. That warmth in your chest, maybe some of those almost happy tears you might be shedding right now, that is a genuine feeling of gratitude and connection. It's a feeling that this world has your back. And that's what gratitude can do. It's a performance-enhancing drug, and one that's likely to give you lots more happy feelings in the time to come. Class of 2021, I hope you will take this scientific tip to heart. I speak for everyone else who's watching this when I say that so many of your teachers and family members and friends are incredibly proud of you and incredibly grateful that you've now graduated. Congratulations on all your accomplishments. And here's to deeply and intentionally appreciating all that life brings you from here on out. Congratulations, and thank you for having me as your virtual commencement speaker.
President LeBlanc, distinguished guests, faculty, staff and administration, families and friends, it is my honor to present the students who represent the graduates of Southern New Hampshire University's liberal arts programs. The Liberal Arts Department at Southern New Hampshire University's global campus embraces both passion and practicality within our many diverse undergraduate and graduate programs, such as communication, creative writing, digital photography, English, graphic design, history, liberal arts, and general studies. Our mission is to guide our students' exploration of the human experience to enrich their journeys as dynamic global citizens. In doing this, we foster the development of practical skills, leading to success in their chosen professional paths. We cultivate a passionate community that practices respect, collaboration, creativity, leadership, and communication. Regardless of discipline area, a liberal arts education challenges students to expand their minds while encouraging empathy and self-reflection. It promotes objective examination of new ideas and thoughts, and helps incite creativity and the development of critical problem-solving skills. Liberal arts students sharpen their communication skills for different audiences in a variety of contexts and formats. They learn to question assumptions in the search for truth. Emboldened by their liberal arts education, our students have a meaningful impact on their local and global communities, actively imagining and working to bring about a better future. The students honored here today come from many different walks of life and have made many sacrifices to get here. These students know that the key to changing their lives and the lives of their families is education. The majority of our students are working adults with families and jobs. They've studied on nights and weekends while juggling many responsibilities in order to obtain their degree. They endured a pandemic and served as anchors for their families while pursuing their dreams. I'm sure many had doubts about if they would make it here today to this celebration. Through their hard work and dedication, and through the support from their families, friends, and the staff and administration here at Southern New Hampshire University, these students exemplify the best characteristics of perseverance and grit. Let me take a moment to thank the many faculty, deans, advisors, and staff who have contributed to the success of these learners. Your work will have lifelong impact on these lives of these graduates. Thank you. To the students graduating with the program from the liberal arts program areas, we thank you and we congratulate each and every one of you on your success.
At every graduation ceremony, there's one last piece that makes it official. And it's a bit of legal language that I'm required to read. I didn't read it one year when I started at SNHU, so there may be a whole class of people who think they graduated and they may not have, but don't tell them. But you will be taken care of. So here we go. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Southern New Hampshire University and by the General Court of the State of New Hampshire, I hereby confer the degrees of Doctor of Education, Doctor of Philosophy, International Master of Business Administration, Master of Business Administration, Master of Education, and Master of Science. The Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Applied Science, and Bachelor of Science. Associate in Arts and Associate in Science, with all rights, honors, privileges thereto. Congratulations.
Zaina Abu Nuwar, Master of Arts. Angela Adkins, Master of Arts. Andrew Ahrens, Master of Arts. Katie Ackerboom, Master of Arts. Alexander Akers, Master of Arts. Kenneth Alessi, Master of Arts. Billy Alexander, Master of Arts. Zoe Alexander, Master of Arts. Christopher Alvarenga, Master of Arts. Kate Amaral, Master of Arts. Crystalie Arginau, Master of Arts. Ellen Arago, Master of Arts. Victoria Atkinson, Master of Arts. Jenna Avery, Master of Arts. Nathan Boschend, Master of Arts. Amber Bader, Master of Arts. Timothy Baker, Master of Arts. Courtney Valley, Master of Arts. Marnie Baluta, Master of Arts. Holly Barnes, Master of Arts. Justin Barnfield, Master of Arts. Vanessa Barrett, Master of Arts. Kimberly Barsch, Master of Arts. Brandon Bassett, Master of Arts. Sabrina Bauer, Master of Arts. Lindsay Beecham, Master of Arts. Sonia Beecham, Master of Arts. Amanda Bell, Master of Arts. Tiara Bell Sanders, Master of Arts. Susan Belfield, Master of Arts. Dan Benhammer, Master of Arts. Christina Bernbach, Master of Arts. William Barry, Master of Arts. Nicholas Bickford, Master of Arts. Sabrina Blair, Master of Arts. Jeremy Blomberg, Master of Arts. Megan Blomgren Burgess, Master of Arts. Jessica Blowers, Master of Arts. Amanda Bone, Master of Arts. Ritandra Bookman, Master of Arts. George Borden, Master of Arts. Cody Boswell-Dyke, Master of Arts. Nicole Booten, Master of Arts. Shirley Bowser, Master of Arts. Emily Brady, Master of Arts. Claude Bronner, Master of Arts. Ashley Broom, Master of Arts. Brianna Brown, Master of Arts. Sarah Brown, Master of Arts. Vincent Brown, Master of Arts. Marcus Brueggemann, Master of Arts. Kimmy Bufford, Master of Arts. Shiranae Burdette, Master of Arts. Adam Burgess, Master of Arts. Jana Burgess, Master of Arts. Casey Burton, Master of Arts. Corey Bush, Master of Arts. Samantha Butterfield, Master of Arts. Christina Byers, Master of Arts. Erickson Bynum, Master of Arts. Michelle Caldwell, Master of Arts. Heidi Campbell, Master of Arts. Jennifer Carr, Master of Arts. Jeremy Carroll, Master of Arts. Daniela Cavalier, Master of Arts. Daryl Chambers, Master of Arts. Fa Stein Sai Chan, Master of Arts. Kirsten Chapman, Master of Arts. Kathy Clark, Master of Arts. Alexandra Clayton, Master of Arts. Catherine Cleary, Master of Arts. Amber Clements, Master of Arts. Tyler Clendenning, Master of Arts. Richard Colby, Master of Arts. Robbie Cole, Master of Arts. Amanda Conley, Master of Arts. Destiny Constantine, Master of Arts. Allison Corbish Dale, Master of Arts. Jennifer Corey, Master of Arts. Amy Koval, Master of Arts. Timothy Crawford, Master of Arts. Kevin Cruz, Master of Arts. Kevin Crowell, Master of Arts. Amanda Curto, Master of Arts. Claire Dabrowski, Master of Arts. Emma Davis, Master of Arts. Nathan Davis, Master of Arts. Donald DeGray, Master of Arts. Jeffrey DeMarco, Master of Arts. Amanda DeRosa, Master of Arts. Monica Durr, Master of Arts. Kyle Dieterman, Master of Arts. Ireland Dillard, Master of Arts. Kayla Eberhardt, Master of Arts. Cassandra Edwards, Master of Arts. Ian Edwards, Master of Arts. Lisa Elliott, Master of Arts. Kanisha Evans, Master of Arts. Terrence Evans, Master of Arts. Daniel Ewer, Master of Arts. Jordan Farrell, Master of Arts. Amberlyn Farrell, Master of Arts. Jason Flynn, Master of Arts. Ashley Fortney, Master of Arts. Lance Foster, Master of Arts. Tanya Fowler, Master of Arts. Emily Friedman, Master of Arts. Jean Fritzen, Master of Arts. Delise Fulmer, Master of Arts. Aaron Fulp, Master of Arts. Richard Gadberry, Master of Arts. Jeanette Gallo-Gray, Master of Arts. Megan Garcia, Master of Arts. Megan Garofalo, Master of Arts. Christine Garrison, Master of Arts. Nicholas Giglio, Master of Arts. Karen Giles, Master of Arts. Zachary Giles, Master of Arts. Shelby Glassmeyer, Master of Arts. Jeanette Gobin, Master of Arts. Travis Goff, Master of Arts. Bradley Good, Master of Arts. Brandy Good, Master of Arts. Amy Gore, Master of Arts. Monica Gudo, Master of Arts. Jill Gowdy, Master of Arts. Cassie Graham, Master of Arts. Joel Gray, Master of Arts. Jonathan Gray, Master of Arts. Amber Griffin, Master of Arts. Nasha Griffin, Master of Arts. Sarah Goodall, Master of Arts. Michelle Guevara, Master of Arts. Jeremy Gunther, Master of Arts. Ziad Hamad, Master of Arts. Catherine Hanscom, Master of Arts. Julia Hansen-Taki, Master of Arts. Hannah Harmon, Master of Arts. Taylor Harris, Master of Arts. Jocelyn Haslong, Master of Arts. Holland Henderson, Master of Arts. Jacob Henson, Master of Arts. Katie Hilt, Master of Arts. Lori and Hoff, Master of Arts. Lakeisha Horn, Master of Arts. Megan Houston, Master of Arts. Ursula Housel, Master of Arts. Melissa Hrico, Master of Arts. Colby Hume, Master of Arts. Catherine Hume Makachowski, Master of Arts. Shiloh Hunter, Master of Arts. Dominique Iamanu, Master of Arts. Nathan Jackson, Master of Arts. Russell Jackson, Master of Arts. Claire Jacobs, Master of Arts. Deborah Jacobson, Master of Arts. Mogisela Jagan, Master of Arts. Karonda James, Master of Arts. Aaron Jenkins, Master of Arts. Samantha Jenkins, Master of Arts. Amy Johnson, Master of Arts. Benjamin Johnson, Master of Arts. Brian Johnson, Master of Arts. Megan Johnson, Master of Arts. Nicole Johnson, Master of Arts. Samuel Johnson, Master of Arts. Vanity Johnson, Master of Arts. Dennis K., Master of Arts. Casey Kelly, Master of Arts. Va Kelly, Master of Arts. Jennifer Kent, Master of Arts. Pete Kinsey, Master of Arts. Jessica Cleatherms, Master of Arts. Brett Koch, Master of Arts. Caitlin Cruz, Master of Arts. Janae Lamb, Master of Arts. Joshua Lanza, Master of Arts. Kristen Lapointe, Master of Arts. Corey Larson, Master of Arts. Hilary Laurent, Master of Arts. Morgan Lawrence, Master of Arts. Addie Leonhardt, Master of Arts. Vladimir Lescaflair, Master of Arts. Dawn Lingle, Master of Arts. Sarah Lichney, Master of Arts. Ashley Locke, Master of Arts. Tamara Loggins, Master of Arts. Francis Lomascolo, Master of Arts. Ryan Lynch, Master of Arts. Christopher Maldonado, Master of Arts. Andrew Malmstrom, Master of Arts. Niara Manley, Master of Arts. Andrew Morelli, Master of Arts. Jocelyn Martin, Master of Arts. Caitlin Martin, Master of Arts. Kim Martin Haynes, Master of Arts. Jordan Martinez, Master of Arts. Laura Guerrero Martinez, Master of Arts. Rosemary Martinez, Master of Arts. Thomas Martinez, Master of Arts. Kristen McBride, Master of Arts. Aaron McDade, Master of Arts. Jennifer McDowell, Master of Arts. Robin McGee, Master of Arts. Jesse McGrath, Master of Arts. Stephanie McGrath, Master of Arts. Emily McIntyre, Master of Arts. Tina McKay, Master of Arts. Tiffany McKenna, Master of Arts. Mindy McMains, Master of Arts. Laura McMullen, Master of Arts. Andrew McRoberts, Master of Arts. Keely Messino, Master of Arts. Kristen Miguel, Master of Arts. John Mike, Master of Arts. Stephanie Milton, Master of Arts. Kenneth Mitchell, Master of Arts. Melissa Mitten, Master of Arts. Rachel Moon, Master of Arts. John Morlock, Master of Arts. Emma Morgan, Master of Arts. Alicia Morley, Master of Arts. Sequoia Mott, Master of Arts. Joseph Murrows, Master of Arts. Samuel Mullen, Master of Arts. Robert Mulvaney, Master of Arts. Patrick Murphy, Master of Arts. Robert Murray, Master of Arts. Matthew Music, Master of Arts. Anna Nelson, Master of Arts. Patrick Nevins, Master of Arts. Tiffany Nicholson, Master of Arts. Braden Knight, Master of Arts. Jet Nixon, Master of Arts. Dady Normill, Master of Arts. Judy Nugent, Master of Arts. Kevin O'Connor, Master of Arts. Donald O'Cull, Master of Arts. Francis O'Laughlin, Master of Arts. Francis Okitoro, Master of Arts. Joshua Parody, Master of Arts. Allison Perota, Master of Arts. Yetta Parrott, Master of Arts. And Patrick, Master of Arts. Ashley Patrick, Master of Arts. Kelly Patrick, Master of Arts. Jenny Payne, Master of Arts. Brooke Peach, Master of Arts. Amanda Peterson, Master of Arts. Natasha Peterson, Master of Arts. Jordan Pike, Master of Arts. Eric Pino, Master of Arts. Jennifer Pohl Miller, Master of Arts. Brittany Porter, Master of Arts. David Potter, Master of Arts. Bryce Prater, Master of Arts. Hazel Price, Master of Arts. Rhonda Price, Master of Arts. Barbara Quijano, Master of Arts. Jaleh Rabi, Master of Arts. Amanda Ramirez, Master of Arts. Brenda Raper, Master of Arts. Sarah Beth Rapson, Master of Arts. Michaela Ray, Master of Arts. James Reeves, Master of Arts. Danielle Reed, Master of Arts. Jackson Renberg, Master of Arts. Natalie Ricci, Master of Arts. Jason Richardson, Master of Arts. Aaron Rideout, Master of Arts. Amanda Riggle, Master of Arts. Kevin Rios, Master of Arts. Fernando Rivera, Master of Arts. Roylica Roach, Master of Arts. Shelby Robert, Master of Arts. Ashley Roberts, Master of Arts. Iotha Roberts, Master of Arts. Brenna Robinson, Master of Arts. Christopher Rondo, Master of Arts. Edward Rosenbush, Master of Arts. Cindy Rozo, Master of Arts. Morgan Rubley, Master of Arts. Hazel Salazar, Master of Arts. Catriona Salmon, Master of Arts. Marcy Sanchez, Master of Arts. Max Sandoval, Master of Arts. Linda Sangarima, Master of Arts. Alice Santel, Master of Arts. Michael Savoya, Master of Arts. David Ciuto, Master of Arts. Andrea Segrist, Master of Arts. Darian Shape, Master of Arts. Heather Shaw, Master of Arts. Kimberly Sheeter, Master of Arts. Marie Silva, Master of Arts. Drew Silver, Master of Arts. Mike Silvestro, Master of Arts. Catherine Simmons, Master of Arts. Rebecca Sisko, Master of Arts. Chantel Skousen, Master of Arts. Lawanda Slough, Master of Arts. Carrie Smith, Master of Arts. Joy Smith, Master of Arts. Sarah Smith, Master of Arts. Lala Tamahin Smith Foster, Master of Arts. Michelle Snyder, Master of Arts. Manuela Soares, Master of Arts. Mark Solon, Master of Arts. Martha Solano, Master of Arts. Kimberly Staley, Master of Arts. John Stango, Master of Arts. Katie Stavik, Master of Arts. Elizabeth Steinhauer, Master of Arts. Alan Stover, Master of Arts. Kendra Strawbridge, Master of Arts. Jennifer Stroshine, Master of Arts. Bethany Serrera, Master of Arts. Kayla Nastahari, Master of Arts. Daniel Taylor, Master of Arts. Dara Taylor, Master of Arts. Devin Tain, Master of Arts. Alexandra T. Garden, Master of Arts. Ripsheim Turgalstian, Master of Arts. Amanda Tesner, Master of Arts. Angela Thomas, Master of Arts. Christopher Thomas, Master of Arts. Danielle Torres, Master of Arts. Alfred Trueheart, Master of Arts. Sherry Tuminello, Master of Arts. Suzanne Twaddle, Master of Arts. Brittany Vale, Master of Arts. Austin Valentine, Master of Arts. Erica Van Bibber, Master of Arts. Laura Van Blaricom, Master of Arts. Lana Van de Mark, Master of Arts. Brooke Van, Master of Arts. David Voigt, Master of Arts. Amber Vroman, Master of Arts. Michael Douglas Wade, Master of Arts. Angela Wag, Master of Arts. Adirian Walker Younger, Master of Arts. Catherine Wallace, Master of Arts. Jeffrey Walters, Master of Arts. Jeanette Warrington, Master of Arts. Catherine Watkins, Master of Arts. Amanda Weaver, Master of Arts. Sean Webb, Master of Arts. Lori Weeks, Master of Arts. Shane Wells, Master of Arts. Brian Whalen, Master of Arts. Alandra White, Master of Arts. Clemmy White Matthews, Master of Arts. Emily Whitaker, Master of Arts. Kimberly Whitted, Master of Arts. Ryan Whitmore, Master of Arts. Alyssa Wilhite, Master of Arts. Joshua Wilkinson, Master of Arts. Danette Williams, Master of Arts. Latrice Williams, Master of Arts. Susan Williams, Master of Arts. Matthew Wilson, Master of Arts. Michael Wing, Master of Arts. Zachary Whitwer, Master of Arts. Hillary Wolf, Master of Arts. Tunshia Worley, Master of Arts. Noel Yazarian, Master of Arts. Spencer Young, Master of Arts. Oscar Zelaya, Master of Arts. Michelle Zillaby, Master of Arts. Nicole Allen, Master of Fine Arts. Brittany Amalfi, Master of Fine Arts. Brittany Anger, Master of Fine Arts. Dana Armstrong, Master of Fine Arts. Kaylee Baker, Master of Fine Arts. Kaylin Baker, Master of Fine Arts. Daniel Beliveau, Master of Fine Arts. Sean Benjamin, Master of Fine Arts. Michael Boy, Master of Fine Arts. Katie Bruce, Master of Fine Arts. Alexander Burchett, Master of Fine Arts. Michelle Campanelli, Master of Fine Arts. Victoria Chandler, Master of Fine Arts. Mackenzie Clark, Master of Fine Arts. Nicholas Clausen, Master of Fine Arts. Mahalia Edwards, Master of Fine Arts. Holly Ellis, Master of Fine Arts. Jillian Sokolowski, Master of Fine Arts. Claudia Fox, Master of Fine Arts. Daniel Gatlin, Master of Fine Arts. Caitlin Green, Master of Fine Arts. Emily Guerrero, Master of Fine Arts. Christy Hayes, Master of Fine Arts. Veronica Jordan, Master of Fine Arts. Gretchen Koenig, Master of Fine Arts. Carrie Kreizorn, Master of Fine Arts. Sandra LaPola, Master of Fine Arts. Bethea Marbley, Master of Fine Arts. Anthony McBride, Master of Fine Arts. Cheryl Machilli, Master of Fine Arts. Mara Miller, Master of Fine Arts. Stephanie O'Neill, Master of Fine Arts. Maria Precopio Giddings, Master of Fine Arts. Destiny Rinder, Master of Fine Arts. Diana Romero, Master of Fine Arts. Amanda Russo, Master of Fine Arts. Kelly Thatcher, Master of Fine Arts. Carla Trueheart, Master of Fine Arts. Beverly Westfall, Master of Fine Arts. Ashley Wilson Savory, Master of Fine Arts.
Congratulations to the newest graduates of Southern New Hampshire University. On behalf of the Alumni Board of Directors, I am honored to officially welcome you into the SNHU Alumni Association. Today, more than 156,000 SNHU alumni around the world congratulate you on your success and hope you will be an active part of our global SNHU community. At this time, if you are one of our learners who has earned an associate's or bachelor's degree, I invite you to participate in the ceremonial tradition of moving your tassel from the right side of your cap to the left. As you go forth today, always remember the university's motto, Summa Optimaque, in English, the greatest and the best. And indeed, you are. Congratulations again.